Next, let's look at the third submodule, which is Agile Project Management. In any software businesses, managers need to know what is going on and whether or not a project is likely to meet its objective and deliver the software on time with the proposed budget. Plan-driven approaches to software development evolve to meet this need. Managers draw up a plan for the project showing what should be delivered, when it should be delivered, and who will work on the development of the project deliverables. A plan-based approach requires a manager to have a stable view of everything that has to be developed and the development processes. The informal planning and project control that was proposed by the early members of Agile methods clash with this business requirement for visibility. Teams were self-organizing, did not produce documentation, and planned development in very short cycles. While this can and does work for small companies developing software products, it is inappropriate for larger companies who need to know what is going on in their organization. Like every other professional software development process, agile development has to be managed so that the best use is made of the time and resources available to the team. To address previous issues, the Scrum Agile method was developed to provide a framework for organizing agile projects and provide external visibility of what is going on. Scrum is an agile method so far as it follows the principles from the Agile Manifesto. However, it focuses on providing a framework for agile project organization, and it does not mandate the use of specific development practices such as pair programming and test-first development. This means that it can be more easily integrated with existing practice in a company. Consequently, as agile methods have become a mainstream approach to software development, Scrum has emerged as the most widely used method. Figure shows the Scrum process or sprint cycle. The input to the process is the product backlog. Each process iteration produces a product increment that could be delivered to the customers. The daily interactions among Scrum teams may be coordinated using a Scrum board. This is an office whiteboard that includes information and post-it notes about the sprint backlog, work done, unavailability of staff, and so on. This is a shared resources for the whole team, and anyone can change or move items on the board. It means that any team member can at a glance see what others are doing and what work remains to be done. Each sprint cycle lasts a fixed length of time, which is usually between 2 and 4 weeks. At the beginning of each cycle, the product owner prioritizes the items on the product backlog to define which are the most important items to be developed in that cycle. Sprints are never extended to take account of unfinished work. Items are returned to the product backlog if this cannot be completed within the allocated time for the sprint. The whole team involved in selecting which of the highest priority items they believe can be completed. They then estimate the time required to complete these items. To make these estimates, they use the velocity attained in previous sprints, that is, how much of the backlog could be covered in a single sprint. This leads to the creation of a sprint backlog, the work to be done during that sprint. The team self-organizes to decide who will work on what, and the sprint begins. During the sprint, the teams hold short daily meetings or scrums to review progress and, where necessary, to reprioritize work. During the scrum, all team members share information, describe their progress since the last meeting, bring up problems that have arisen, and state what is planned for the following day. Thus, everyone on the team knows what is going on and, if problems arise, can replan short-term work to cope with them. Everyone participates in this short-term planning. There is no top-down direction from the Scrum Master. In various Scrum success stories, the things that users like about the Scrum method are: first, the product is broken down into a set of manageable and understandable chunks that stakeholders can relate to. Second, unstable requirements do not hold up progress. Third, the whole team has visibility of everything, and consequently team communication and morale are improved. Fourth, customers see on-time delivery of increment and gain feedback on how the product works. They are not faced with last-minute surprises when a team announces that software will not be delivered as expected. Lastly, trust between customers and developers is established, and a positive culture is created in which everyone expects the project to succeed. Figure shows the example of backlog in Agile project management tools, namely Jira software. Figure shows the example of Scrum board in Jira software. DevOps is the coming together of both development and operation teams into a coordinated workflow such that collaboration and productivity are improved to meet shared business goals. A typical DevOps process consists of 8 stages, namely plan, code, build, test, release, deploy, operate, and monitor. There is many of tools available, including open source and OEM solutions that can be used for each of these stages and some across various stages. There is no single magical tool to implement or facilitate DevOps. As organizations embark on their DevOps journey, they will have to research, evaluate, and try various tools for various functionalities. Agile methodology and DevOps implementation have become the cornerstone for the success of companies, where Agile delivers on iteratively developed applications or products with faster return of investment and reduced risk, while DevOps ensured that continuously developed, built, tested, and released product is automated, reliable, and has shorter time to market. The integration of DevOps and Agile helps in the following areas. First, streamlines the release process and improve product offerings. Second, allow for better collaboration. Third, more value and fewer risks in each release. Fourth, fewer bugs and faster fixes. Fifth, increased visibility. And the last one, higher user satisfaction rate as the products are more qualitative.